Video games are not compatible with good quality sleep. Basically, what it comes down to is this. Throughout our day, we are at school, we're at work, we're with family and friends, we're basically doing, real life things. And then the only times that as adults or, even, teenagers in high school that we have to play video games is at night during our free time. What ends up happening is that, especially as we get older, if we want to keep playing video games, we have to allocate the smaller and smaller amount of free time that we have left to playing video games. When I was trying to play video games or continuing to play video games with my friends from high school after I had graduated, the only time that we ever had available was pretty much anywhere from 9 p.m. to midnight or 1 a.m. If you know anything about the circadian rhythm, that is the worst possible time to be exposing yourself to blue light. Now, after sundown, we should be trying to mitigate blue light as much as possible so that our brains can actually start producing melatonin and we can get into a deep, restful state of relaxation so that we can actually go to bed and get a good night's sleep. Video games do the exact opposite of that. You're staring at a bright screen because with video games, especially if you're playing first-person shooters, you can't just simply turn down the brightness or put on blue light blockers because color differentiation is extremely important. You need to be able to, detect objects moving in very small spaces, and you need to be able to react very quickly. And so you need to be in a fight or flight state in order to actually excel at playing video games. I can distinctly remember that one of the times that I had kind of relapsed and gone back into playing video games after taking a break for like almost a year, I noticed very distinctly that when we were playing a competitive match, my adrenaline started surging, my heart started racing, and it was really, intense at first. But as I got used to it, that feeling didn't really go away. It just wasn't as remarkable. That's a train. I bring that up because, especially with people who have been playing video games for years, we're so used to it, we're kind of numb to that feeling of fight or flight. And we don't even realize that it is keeping us wired and we're just, struggling to get good night's sleep. And we can't really put our finger on why. Well, the main reason why is because we're playing video games. And so once I realized that, it was pretty much difficult for them to understand that I needed to prioritize my sleep over playing video games. And so when I first told them that, they're like, lame, like, you just, that's stupid. You just need to, like, go to bed when we do. It's fine. We're perfectly functional, et cetera, et cetera. Justification after justification. We're perfectly fine. We're not addicted to video games. You're just overreacting. What ended up happening is that I was gradually reducing the amount of time that I was spending with them. And I would say, look, guys, I need to be off by 10 o'clock, or I need to be off by 11 o'clock. And then the few times that they would pressure me into staying up, I would just put on my blue light blockers. I would start getting super tired because if I was staying up past 11 or 12, I started to become dysfunctional, and then they would rag on me for like, oh, you're not pulling your own weight. You gotta focus. And after a while, I just started to realize, like, this isn't worth it. This is not worth it. I would much rather get a good night's rest, wake up the next morning feeling, happy and alert and energized, and not have to have that, like, poor sleep hangover that you get when you stay up until 1 or 2 in the morning. And eventually, I just stopped playing. I cut off all communication with them. And sure enough, as you would expect from people who aren't actually your real friends, absolutely none of them have reached out to me. And it has been over a year since I last played video games with them. Which is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow in and of itself because I spent so much time with them. And, when you think people are your friends, it can be a little bit bittersweet to finally be independent from them, but at the same time, see how little they actually valued you. That is why video games are incompatible with a good night's rest. And so rather than playing video games until, God knows when, absolutely insane hours, you should just simply wind down in the evenings. Put away your phone, turn off the TV, If you still play video games, just turn them off at like 9 p.m. or earlier if possible, and just prioritize winding down, relaxing, and just going to bed. And then waking up early so that you can actually be productive, you can actually be competent and successful in your life. I'll see you guys in the next video.